All right, we're staying in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and we're going to talk about the power figure, the Nkizi Nkondi, that was late 19th century, made of wood and metal, and he is images of power for sure. This is a sacred medicines and divine protection are central to the key of the Kuba people in this Democratic Republic of Congo area. The Nkizi Nkondi is a fetish figure, meaning that it has magical powers. And the Nkizi, the word Nkizi, is loosely translated into spirit, yet it is represented as a container of sacred substances, which are activated by supernatural forces that can be summoned into the physical world. I'll explain that in just a minute. Visually, the Nkizi can be a simple vessel containing medicine or herbs and determined to bring about curing illness, alleviating social ills, that type of thing. There's another view of the Nkizi. He represents the ability to both contain and release spiritual forces, which can have both positive and negative consequences on the community. So there are procedures for dealing with problems. For instance, if there's theft or strife, disease, becoming wealthy, these types of things. This ritual act is not just done by itself. It is this part of this very elaborate ritual that includes activities such as sacrifices, incantation, dancing, drinking, that type of thing. And sacrifices would have been with a chicken or a goat, would have been human. The Nganga is a spiritual specialist that would have performed this ritual, and he would have been in costume, or she would have been in costume with specific songs, dancing, singing, and there would have been medicines attached to the outside of the Nkizi. And this particular Nkondi is the most powerful and the best known of the Nkondi. He is considered the hunter and a power figure. And he is carved in the human likeness, even though he's not exactly human, but he's in our likeness. He is standing with his feet firmly planted, his hands on his hips. His head is tilted upward in an awareness, a heightened awareness and readiness. It was used for protecting the village, for fighting evil spirits, for settling disputes, or sealing agreements. And each nail that is driven into the figure represents the taking of an oath or the finalization of a contract. So a peg may refer to the matter being settled, whereas a nail deeply inserted may represent a more serious offense, such as murder. Prior to the insertion, opposing parties often licked the blades or the nails to seal the function or purpose of the Nkizi through their saliva. If the agreement was broken, the Nkondi would seek revenge and punish the guilty. The Nkondi are usually made out of wood, and sealed packets of medicine would have been hanging on top of their head or in the center of the body here, placed into that hole. Generally, the medicines are placed inside something, and then on the outside is either a piece of glass or mirror or even cowrie shells that that protect the medicines from them being lost. Many of these Nkondi were confiscated by the missionaries in the late 19th century, and so we don't have that many of them left. They're quite large. I've seen them in museums. They stand about 36 inches tall. I was thinking they were more like 12, but they're actually much larger than I thought. Here's just a few more samples that we have in museums.